Welcome to today's Explainer. We spend roughly a third of our lives completely knocked out. To anyone watching, it just looks like a biological off switch, right? Just a period of total stillness. But beneath the surface, sleep is actually an incredibly active physiological state. It's literally an architectural dance that dictates everything from your heart health and lung expansion all the way to how your skin ages.
So that brings us to a pretty massive question. Is your favorite sleep position secretly destroying your health? Most of us just choose our sleep position based on what feels comfortable right in that moment. But the truth is, while your mind is drifting off to dreamland, your body is actively paying the price, or hopefully reaping the rewards of that physical choice every single night.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our agenda for finding your optimal position. We're going to look at the pros and cons of back sleeping, then move on to side sleeping, which is the most popular choice. After that, we'll settle the left versus right debate, talk about why stomach sleeping is the absolute worst position, and finally, look at adapting your sleep.
All right, starting with section 1, back sleeping, the soldier and the starfish.
First up, we've got the soldier. Now, lying flat on your back, arms at your sides, might look a little bit grim, kind of like a corpse in a coffin, honestly, but from a purely biomechanical standpoint, it's often cited as the absolute gold standard for your skeletal health. You're lying perfectly flat. This keeps your spine completely neutral. There's no unnatural twisting, bending, or weird angles happening here. If you're constantly waking up with random aches and have no idea why, the soldier can act as a nightly reset. Plus, dermatologists absolutely love it. Because your face isn't smashed into a pillow all night, it actively prevents sleep wrinkles from forming.
Then we have the soldier's chaotic cousin, the starfish. You get those exact same great spinal alignment benefits, but your arms are raised near your head and your legs are spread wide. The problem here? Well, raising your arms for hours actually compresses the tendons in your rotator cuff. It restricts blood flow, which leads to that super annoying dead arm feeling or even chronic shoulder pain. Oh, and if you share a bed, you are officially a territory stealer. You're forcing your partner to cling to like 6 inches of the mattress.
Now, we need to make a big yes but pivot here. Yes, back sleeping is fantastic for your spine, but gravity is actively pulling your tongue and soft tissues backward. This partially blocks your airway, which creates a symphony of snoring noise. If you happen to have sleep apnea, this position is actually downright dangerous because your breathing can literally stop multiple times throughout the night. So yeah, it's great for your spine, but potentially terrible for your partner's sanity and your oxygen levels.
Moving right along to section 2, side sleeping, the popular choice.
This is statistically the most popular choice worldwide. The undisputed king of side sleeping is the fetal position. Curled up, knees pulled right toward your chest. Psychologists actually say it offers a deeply comforting, protective feeling, kind of like returning to the womb. It also drastically reduces snoring and helps open up your airway. But there's a trap here. If you curl up way too tightly, you severely restrict your diaphragm. Your lungs just can't fully expand, meaning you're taking shallow breaths all night and might wake up totally exhausted even if you technically got a full 8 hours of sleep.
Next up is the log. It sounds boring, and honestly, it kind of is. You're on your side, arms straight down, legs extended, just completely rigid. But physiologically, it is incredibly healthy. It aligns the natural curve of your back beautifully, significantly reduces pressure on your internal organs, and sleep apnea symptoms drop way down compared to sleeping on your back.
Now, contrast that with the yearner. This is side sleeping, but with both arms stretched out in front of you, almost like you're dramatically longing for a lost lover in your sleep. While your spine stays pretty decent and your airway is open, having those arms outstretched pulls your shoulder joints completely out of their natural resting position. It also tightly squeezes the arm underneath you against the heavy mattress. That cuts off blood flow and pinches nerves, which is definitely not what you want.
Now, what's really interesting about side sleeping is section 3, the left versus right debate.
So, not all side sleeping is physiologically equal, and that's entirely due to human organ asymmetry. Your stomach and pancreas actually sit on the left side of your body. When you sleep on your left side, gravity is helping your digestive system work so much more efficiently. It essentially cures acid reflux because your stomach is sitting below the esophagus, meaning acid literally has to fight gravity to go up into your throat. It's also the medical standard for pregnancy, since it maximizes blood flow to the uterus and kidneys. Sleep on your right, however, and gravity helps stomach acid travel upward, all while putting suboptimal pressure on your liver and lungs. Left side is definitely the winner here.
All right, time for the tough news in section 4, stomach sleeping, the worst position.
We really have to issue a sharp warning here. While it might feel incredibly cozy to you, and it certainly stops snoring, stomach sleeping is, from a biomechanical standpoint, the absolute worst position for your body.
Humans are just fundamentally not designed to sleep with our heads rotated 90 degrees for 8 hours straight.
When you sleep in the free-faller position, face down, head turned sharply to one side, you are unnaturally twisting your cervical spine. The muscles on one side of your neck are stretched to their absolute limit, while the other side is intensely compressed. This directly leads to chronic neck pain and constant headaches. Plus, your midsection sinks heavily into the mattress, which forces your lower back to lose its natural curve, creating a permanent and really damaging arch. The only real benefit here is an open airway, but trust me, that does not outweigh the long-term destruction of your spine.
So the crucial point brings us to Section 5, finding your perfect sleep position.
How do we fix all this? Well, you don't necessarily have to radically change your entire style. You can just adapt. For example, hugging a pillow when you side sleep keeps your upper body beautifully balanced and saves your shoulders from collapsing inward. Plus, that physical contact actually triggers the release of calming oxytocin. What about combination sleeping? Tossing and turning. That's actually your body's smart self-correction against cut-off blood flow. It redistributes pressure. Just keep in mind that shifting around too much can cause micro-awakenings that end up fragmenting your deep sleep cycles.
And for anyone dealing with specific ailments, pay close attention to this number: 30 to 45 degrees. Sleeping on an incline at this specific angle is an absolute therapeutic game-changer. By simply keeping your head and chest higher than your stomach, you're using gravity as a tool. It helps drain your sinuses, completely stops acid reflux in its tracks, and keeps your airway firmly open against sleep apnea.
Ultimately, there is no single perfect position for everyone. The best position is entirely individualized, based entirely on your own biology. A position like the flat-back soldier might cure your mysterious spine pain completely. But if it causes you to snore heavily, well, it might just destroy your partner's sanity and ruin their sleep quality entirely. It's all about trade-offs.
What you should really take away from this explainer today is to listen to the language of your body's aches and acid. If you wake up with numb, tingling fingers, your body is loudly telling you to stop yearning in your sleep. If you wake up with a sour, burning throat, your stomach is literally begging you to roll over onto your left side. Sleep is the foundation of our health, and the clues to fixing it are right there if we just pay attention.
By making small, conscious adjustments, you can completely rewire your health while you rest, ensuring a stronger, more vibrant version of yourself wakes up tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to reflect on before your head hits the pillow tonight. How did you sleep last night?